Give me 17 minutes and I will tell you how to mind fuck anyone. Maybe you are ready. Maybe if you want her to feel more attracted to you. Maybe if you want her to get obsessed with you. This is toxic, so don't use it for evil. Kindly, I'm not teaching anyone to use any information for evil. I'm trying to teach you things that will allow you, or rather give you a consciousness that will allow you defend yourself in a psychological world, in an emotional world, in a specific definition of maybe reality, on how you want to define it. Okay? Sometimes you might be dating women and they might be your wife, they might be your girlfriends, and you might think you have figured her out. You totally know her, right? Only to find out the assumptions make sense because it's an explanation of how something will make sense through your experiences. So you are using your experiences to define who she is. And maybe who she is, she has also become a certain person depending on how she is maybe insecure, or maybe how her parents raised her, and maybe how she has developed herself through a specific lens that she defines a reality. Be patient. No, there is no whiteboard. There is just chatting, enjoying, listening, and taking everything keenly and understanding that until you are aware of these, again, until you are aware of these, they will totally fuck your mind. The first thing in the front end game, inconsistent calls and replies. Don't consistently call her, don't consistently reply. If you realize that the moment you reduce the amount of time you have been spending with her, maybe you are meeting twice a week, then you reduce it to once. You are meeting 4 times a month, reduce it to 2 times. If you realize that she gets more obsessed with you, feel much more attracted to you, and every time she will see you, she feels more excited because you haven't been talking, right? You haven't been communicating. When you call her, right? She feels so excited. This is for your own defense. You are building an ecosystem. This is a system within a specific dimension that allows you to understand that the reality that you thought is a reality about this lady isn't a reality, but she is suffering from a low self-esteem. When she is suffering from a low self-esteem, when you consistently text her, she will pull back. But when you pull back, she will feel much more interested. That is toxic, but it's a phase that she is in until she works on herself. When you pull back, it's as if she is again in love with you and she will start the conversation. This allows you to identify what type of a partner you are willing to choose. Are you willing to choose a lady who is suffering from a low self-esteem? No. She will want a dominating partner, a controlling partner, because it fulfills a certain deficit deep down internally, because she subconsciously perceives reality in that lens. And when you don't act in that way, she will pull back. Now, this is the one disadvantage again. The moment she will learn later on that, oh, how she has been understanding reality, it's not how reality is, you will also need to adjust that behavior. But you won't know when, because she is consistently evolving. So you are not sure if what she is suffering from right now, it's the same thing she will be suffering from in the future, right? You won't know. So it's as if you have to consistently evolve with her to know what she is evolving to. Like when she slowly starts to go to the gym or maybe work on herself, maybe dress in a certain way, she realizes that you like her more, you are building her self-esteem. It's just an illusion, but that is how she will perceive reality. And now, she wouldn't want you to act that way, maybe after 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Why? Because the self-esteem has been dealt with through how she understands how you are interested in her and how other people fell in love with her. She wants a different man, or you have to be the same man but deliver a different perception of reality. You have to adjust and evolve in a certain way. It's as if you are acting to deliver a specific feeling on how she wants to define reality. Interesting. You might think that you have figured her out. That is why you will realize that when you are just a toxic guy who has just been sleeping around, it's easier to end up sleeping with multiple types of women who are suffering from a low self-esteem. But then the same women, they won't stay there for long. But at the same time, the same women will fall in love with you and obsess over you when they notice that your calls and your texts have been inconsistent. Why? Because it may fulfill a certain deficit deep down on how they perceive themselves. That is why the same women who are also suffering from a low self-esteem, they might project what defines who they are. So they might end up being inconsistent. Either they are testing also your self-esteem, or they are projecting their low self-esteem. Are we really getting anything? I'm not saying that you use women and sleep with women. Use this as a defense mechanism to pick women that you might want to date. Women who know how to deal with their own issues. It's a way of you creating a specific definition of a woman that you will want to be with, and now using a specific game, maybe, or act to identify who she really is. Okay, number 2, finding their weak spot. This has worked so many times. Okay, and to find someone's weak spot, it's totally easier. For example, you're not using this for evil. Maybe she was raised by narcissistic parents and her ex used to give her less attention. So she has to do a lot to prove her worth. So you have to do less. But the more you help, okay, and take the lead, be responsible, there is a possibility that she won't like you because of how she subconsciously defines reality. And I'm not saying that don't provide for women. I'm trying to communicate to you that sometimes she is hyper masculine, but at the same time so loving. So when you provide consistently, she feels some type of a way. And if that is not how she is acting, there is a higher chance that she has a problem when dealing with her emotions again. If she is not hyper masculine, then she has a problem making decisions and dealing with her emotions. You can realize that someone has an issue dealing with her emotions by noticing that they easily tense, panicking, right? And they get angry so fast. They just can't control their emotions. So they have to express those emotions through panicking. I am panicking because I don't know how to deal with the emotions that exist at this very moment. The panic might come in a form of tensing. You can see them tense when they are doing something. They lack emotional intelligence. She will end up crying. Like that is the only way she can deal with her emotions, cry. She might even end up being controlling, using a specific perception of reality, coming up with scenarios or stories just to control your perception. Or when you try to talk about something, you realize that they are dominating the conversation to convince you see the reality in a certain way. That is the best way they can deal with their own perception of reality, because they think that when they are in control, they are safe. Always works better for them when you are an narcissistic controlling partner. But the moment you become better, you are dating this lady, and then maybe she was complaining, but she was okay with you. So the moment you work on yourself to be better, I worked on myself as Isaac to become a better guy so that we can have a healthy relationship, but it pushed her away. Why? Her definition of a healthy relationship or a healthy partner is totally different, because she is coming up with a specific picture of who a partner must be. And maybe it's not your action, it's how they will perceive your actions and the feelings that they need to experience from your side. And until they experience those feelings, they will consistently act in a certain way, because that action will influence you to react. So when you react, you are in a specific state of being. So you are giving them the feedback that they needed from you. Now you are reinforcing that perception of reality that is just an illusion when it is becoming a toxic relationship. Yeah, don't try that. Huh? I know sometimes you might be a toxic guy, you might end up with a lady and she might fall in love with you. She might really like you. But when you change, you realize that she disappears. That is when you are a good guy, because she doesn't want you to change until she learns that how she perceives reality, it is toxic. But now the moment she will relearn that how she perceives reality is toxic, she needs to know that when you are also ready to again evolve and be better to deliver what she perceives, this is reality. Is it making sense? The third time is just ask about her ex, about her parents, and gauge why. You will end up realizing that when she was around some types of people who acted in a certain way, she felt attracted to them. Okay? But when they were different people who had a different character, she repelled. Like, there is a specific character. When she saw in some people, she just repelled those people and she doesn't want them. Oh, I don't like my brother. He's like this, he's like this. I don't like my friend, I don't like my cousin. I hate my ex, he was like this, like this. Now, here's one fact. When she blames those people, maybe they are narcissistic, they are controlling. There is only two definitions for that. The first definition, it might be a fact because her parents were not narcissistic. Again, it might be a fact because her parents were not narcissistic. And when she meets with people who are narcissistic, like energetically, that does not define reality. And there is an off energy she feels from them. And she can't deal with that. And sometimes she can't even be friends with those people because she doesn't know how to deal with narcissistic toxic people. If she doesn't know how to deal with narcissistic people, she can't even hang around with narcissistic friends. That is a fact. The second possibility, and it might be a fact, is she might be the toxic one. Again, she might be the narcissistic or the toxic one. And same energy, sometimes it repels each other. She is projecting her behavior, who she is, to other people. Either it is true, the people around her are toxic, and she can't just cope up with that. Or she is the toxic one, and she is projecting her character and her behavior to those people. So, who knows? You can realize that they just wanted men who can have fun with them. That is narcissistic, obvious. But when a man will seek for a serious relationship, she doesn't want to date him. I just noticed that they are evolving, becoming better. But now in this phase, they can easily know when someone is narcissistic because they were acting the same way. So I can easily identify that you are not healthy for me because I used to act the same way. Okay? And because I used to act the same way, I know the roots, how someone can act, the vibe, the energy, the tone. I was in that phase. So I will hate these people automatically. And then the last one is develop anything that makes you happy and it raises your self-esteem apart from the relationship. Again, you can defend yourself, Isaac, when you develop something that will make you more happy, because that raises your senses, your intuition, how you perceive reality. You will have a different perspective and perception of reality, because how you will see reality, it will be totally different, unique, healthy, and you will love that. I'm telling you from experience. When you have something that can make you happy outside the relationship, you will not be willing to give that up for anything else. This is a defense mechanism to always see reality in a different lens. Even when you lose what is making you happy, you already know what reality is. because it's how you define it in your own lens, and you will never give that up for anything. You will never give that up for anything. Anything, nothing in your life. I'm telling you, I know. I maybe I'm still evolving, but once you are aware of that, you love something, like you grow yourself, you learn how reality works, you learn people, you start understanding things. It's not even how my parents taught me, it's not even how my friends taught me, it's not even how my grandparents taught me. It's just totally different, unique, and secret. Sometimes you won't be willing to give that up, Isaac. I promise you one thing. I've been telling you secrets, but this one, when you find something that you love, you can do it consistently for even just 5 years, you will be having spiritual awakenings, or maybe you will be having a different understanding of reality, and you can easily sense anything. And what you thought it's reality, running from here to here, trying to do this, trying to fix this, you will realize actually that is not reality. It was just a perception. Yeah. That is the one secret to unfuck anyone. Knowing that how you perceive reality, it has nothing to do with even a relationship. Rather, it's just you experiencing and learning consistently. That is all your own safety. Yes. Are you a new member? Have you enjoyed this? If it's not 17 minutes, sorry for the video. But this is one thing that every man must be aware. Now, don't use this for evil. Try to always do good. And it's your definition of good again. It's your definition of good. It's something that gives you more peace. If you can find something that gives you more peace, do this to fulfill yourself with more peace, more serenity, and then more autonomy. When you know women in these specific stats, in this specific lens, it's easier for you to understand that how you perceive reality actually is in the reality.